All right, welcome Speed Gaming 4 to this excellent match for Super Metroid 90% for SG Live 2021. My name is Eddie, and we have two amazing racers with us today. This match is between Imyt on the left and Nevdi on the right side. Both runners, excellent players. Imyt is the favorite here. Imyt being a dread speedrunner that occasionally plays Super Metroid on the side, but has a 42 in this game, so quite an amazing player. Let me see if I can get those exact times for us. Let's see. Imyt, I believe, yes, has a 42:51 personal best in this game, and Nevdi has a 44-minute and 54-second personal best in this game as well. So definitely a very high-level race. I believe we can expect both runners to run new route. Now, there may be a question of if either of these runners will opt to go for Kraid first. Both runners will almost certainly do Fantoon first. But the question is if one of the runners will opt to do Kraid after Fantoon, or if both will just go for the Ridley after Fantoon. Ridley after Fantoon being, the more common, fastest route. If you're going to go for a route that's really difficult, then you might question why would you go for the Kraid first when it's like 15-20 seconds slower. Well, in a race setting, you can absolutely die, and that'll definitely keep you much healthier going into that dangerous section that is lower Norfair. That being said, I don't know if either of these runners will be going for that. So we'll see. Yeah, absolutely. Good luck to both these runners. Very excited to be calming this one. It's going to be a great one. I got my food right in front of me. I got a drink to my left. So I got those front row seats to this one. All right, so we have Sari's coming up first. And okay, both runners neck and neck so far. Ooh, I think maybe you got a little door bonk there. Now the stair room. Okay. Nevdi in that slight lead right there. Oh, doesn't get that tile boost. Doesn't quite get it. But here's the main one, the elevator room. Don't want to lose a lot of time here. Okay, all right. Imyt getting that 46 series, 46:01. Nevdi coming out with a 45, both very respectable times. Generally, you get that 45, 46, that means nothing went incredibly wrong, which is kind of what you're hoping for when you're getting out of series. So, looking good. What am I eating? I am eating Japanese noodles, not ramen noodles, but tsukemen noodles, which is basically a soupless ramen. You dip the cold noodles in there and you eat it. Really amazing, really delicious. Now, that being said, we are now out of series and into the main game, so we'll have both of these players heading over to grab that first morph ball and to start this run off. Both of these runners, I believe, do run Moonfall. Well, not I believe. I know both of these runners run Moonfall, so here we go. You can see that fast drop through this parlor. Imyt taking a little bonk there, so Nevdi getting a slight lead here. And you can see both of these runners moonwalking back and jumping off and just flying down with that uncapped fall speed. A little glitch in the game that you can do. Discovered, I think, maybe 3-4 years ago or something like that. But yeah, so both runners neck and neck still. Those rooms can be kind of difficult. Pit room climb. The jumps are kind of tight. You just kind of get used to it because this is the beginning of the game. It's the part of the game that you'll see the most. So all runners will have a lot of practice in these rooms just over time when they do runs. Now let's see if both of these runners opt to do the down back strat here. Yes, so Nevdi clipping that ledge, losing a second there. That's fine. Both runners getting that turnaround so that they can shoot this door real fast. And getting that mock ball through the door. Right, so Imyt taking a little bit of a lead here with a little bit of a cleaner movement. I'd say most of it probably was that little bonk on the clip, a bonk on the ledge heading down the construction zone. But now we have the 3 real difficult rooms of the early game. So let's see. Excellent. Imyt getting that pit boost strategy. Definitely saving a little bit of time on Nevdi there. Now we have the climb. This is a room that you can absolutely lose a lot of time. Very mechanically intensive room. Both players opting to go for the wall jump strategies here. Right. Ooh, Imyt struggling a little bit on the parlor, but that's okay. Quick recovery. Nevdi also struggled a little bit, but that's okay. Recovering just fine. Excellent. Okay. So, Imyt taking a bit of a lead here. This is a very strong bombs time. This 4:45. That's a solid time. Nevdi going to hit that bombs, touch those bombs at 4:51. So, Imyt, I would say, is primarily known for maybe his early game strengths. That's probably where his I would say maybe his early games are a little bit stronger than his late game. That being said, of course, being a 42 runner, you're going to be strong at every section of the game. It's just a matter of context. Now, that being said, I don't think Imyt got the one round on Bomb Chorizo, and Nevdi was able to. Imyt accidentally collecting all of the missiles, and now what you want to do is you want to collect only some of the missiles so you can unload all 5 missiles onto Bomb Chorizo, and then you'll have a little bit left, and then you can go and pick up the rest. Otherwise, you have to wait for that cycle of Bomb Chorizo shooting shooting a bunch of things that you can farm. That being said, Nevdi does get the round, so it makes up a little bit of time that he lost from that early game. Both players opting to do the simple freer Terminator strat, where you just run down and hold shoot. No arm pumping here. That generally requires getting a good setup in the door before, so that you're running through without bonking the door. And I think that's maybe one of the harder parts of getting that strat down. All right. Oh, Nevdi taking a hit on that parrot. That's actually really bad. So in new route, you have to in new route you really don't want to be taking that damage. Okay, so Nevdi's opting to just farm here. Because, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong here. You can just get bad RNG and you lose so much time in this next room. So you'll see Imyt to shoot 2 P shots, 1 missile, so that he can collect 4 missiles total and then open this door. Now, Nevdi didn't have full health, so if he left it up to the fate of the gods and just opted to try to farm the bugs might have dropped health for him. And if that happens, you might have to just reset the room at some point, and that's really, really, really bad. So Nevdi just playing it safe, farming that Kago, and gets to this room just fine. But Imyt does take a little bit of a lead as a result of that. Yes. So for those of you who don't know, new route is, quote unquote new. It was discovered, I don't know, 5 years ago or something like that. It's been quite a while, but essentially the route that has been run for 7 years plus or so prior to that was Kraid first, Fantoon, Ridley, and then Dragon. Now, I think it was maybe 2016 or so, or whatever that was. Basically, there was a discovery that if you opted to go for the Fantoon fight first, you can save an incredible amount of time due to not having to backtrack for several items. And, it's debatable how much time it is. It'll depend on the skill, but you can maybe say it's roughly 90 seconds or so. So basically, all the top times are going to be through that new route with that Fantoon first. Both of these runners are new route runners. That is the more modern one. Now, that being said, new route is significantly more dangerous because you're essentially fighting the final bosses in the game at the very beginning with no equipment and no health. So it's extremely possible that these runners can die in this run. Yes, for the most part, it's generally commonly said that if you are a new runner, you should just run old route because new route is just very difficult. There's a lot of stopping points. Imyt taking a little bit of a stumble on that red tower up, but recovers, manages to get up there. Oh, Nevdi also getting his charge shot blocked right there, so has to redo this room, kinda gets back up there. Okay, so those players are losing a little bit of time on the red tower, but that's okay. Oh, Nevdi getting Vile Plumed. Unfortunately, his D-boost didn't seem to be very good, so as he was going off the spikes, he kind of clipped the ceiling and landed in that Vileplume down there. That's definitely some time lost there. All right. So, this is about 15-20 second time lead from what I saw on the Powerbomb touch time. That does mean, that could all change in the next room. If Imyt falls in the moat, Nevdi basically will just be all but caught up at that point. So this is probably one of the stopping points for many, many players that run New Route. But essentially, the room that Imyt is about to enter, this moat, this bomb jump trick or the wall jump trick is extremely difficult. All right, does not have a CWJ attempt. That would be the continuous wall jump. We'll have to go for the horizontal bomb jump. Oh, gets it first try. Okay, so that is a very big stopping point. We've seen players, 42 runners, Imyt and other runners as well in the qualifiers fail that bomb jump repeatedly. Nevdi has the CWJ attempt, the continuous wall jump. This is a 2-frame window. Let's see if he gets it. Oh, doesn't make it. That is going to be a time loss. Potentially, 15 seconds or more here. So Nevdi's going to have to recover here. We'll see if he opts to reset and go for the CWJ. Okay, we'll have to go for the HBJ here. Ooh, not getting it again. This is a pretty significant time loss at this point. That being said, we'll have to keep watching what happens here. This is very common of runners of all caliber where this is a stopping point. So, all right, Nevdi getting across 2 mode falls. That's fine. Now we have Imyt. Now Imyt, in the notes section, did say he is one of the only runners, the only current any percent runner that goes for a 1-round Phantoon. If he doesn't get this, he said he would forfeit. I don't think he was telling the truth, but we'll see. Okay, he will not be going for it here. And the reason he's not to go that left fast pattern, by the way, that's the rare right fast. Okay, so to recap, what just happened here? That left fast pattern is the one pattern that Imyt does not go for the run on because it's just not realistic. You probably won't get the Imyt not getting the 2-round there. It's not too realistic to go for that. That being said, that right fast pattern of Phantoon's eye opening, folks, that is like a 0.3% chance of happening. I don't think viewers, you're gonna have to buy a lottery ticket after that one. That's a really rare pattern. And yes, they are going for that new route, that nuclear route, where both runners can absolutely have a big chance of dying here. All right, Nevdi getting that mid. Oh, excellent air Doppler. That might not be enough for the 2-round though, but we'll see. All right, we got that mid from Nevdi. Is he going for that 2-round? No, he will not be going for the 2-round. Okay, this is looking like a slow. So if this mid happens right here, the Phantoon's eye open, that would be another sub 1% chance of happening. So you can often expect a slow at this point. Nevdi might die here. Nevdi has 2 shots. Nevdi cannot really take any more hits. He can take 1 hit here, but it's absolutely dangerous. Oh, excellent. Showing his veteran expertise by shooting that flame up there so the flame doesn't fall down and hit him. Definitely want all the health that you can get, because if you don't get health from Phantoon's drops here, you're going to be in trouble. Now, that being said, Imyt's heading over to the attic room. Oh, takes a hit from a key. No, I think it was just a spark, so he's okay. Both runners' health not looking too hot. You'll need at least 120 health. So Imyt is 137, but you're going to have to run through that bowling room, and basically you have to take 2 hits of 60 damage. And so Nevdi is going to have to find a way to get, at least 10 more health here to get through that bowling alley. All right, Imyt doing excellent farm in that room. Still only has 2 hits, so this is the kind of room that you can't overthink it. You just trust yourself. But if Imyt messes up something here, which he did not, then he made it across. All right, excellent. Okay, now Nevdi has to execute this attic strat. Once again, this is a difficult room. Things go wrong here. Things go really wrong. Okay. Oh, excellent. pretty much perfect. That being said, Nevdi still needs to find 10 more health. That room prior to the bowling, typically there are strats that involve farming them. We saw Imyt get that strat perfectly. Sometimes there's deboost strats, but Nevdi absolutely cannot go for that. Needs that health to get through the bowling. Oh, well, technically can. I think the waivers only do 10 now, so... Okay, opting to just farm. Oh, I bet he wish he had that little big ult. I guess it wouldn't have made much of a difference. Okay, now let's see. Nevdi has to not take more than 2 hits here. Oh, Nevdi! Okay, we're okay. Nevdi messing up that deboost a little bit. I'm sure his life literally flashing before his eyes, but makes it across. if that deboost doesn't work out, and you kind of fly like that, bad things can happen. It's very common that your run just ends right there. You know, we don't see his camera, but I'm sure he's got a big smile on his face. Sigh of relief on after that one. All right, so Imyt has these missiles on item cancel. That implies that he's going to be farming these. You know, that's a completely respectable decision. If you're going real fast, you can opt to skip them, but these super missiles are very important. All right, nice deboost by Nevdi. Nice moonfall strat by Imyt. See if Imyt will go for this moonfall strat right here as well. That blind moonfall, nice. All right, now we have to keep it. We have to keep look at Nevdi for a second because this crab can kill him. Okay, I'm always a little bit nervous right in that section because you get through Fantoon, you get through the moat, and you think the run is safe, and then that crab hits you and takes you out. So if you stumble a little bit, those crabs do move the moment that you enter that room. It's not like they appear and they start moving like some of the monsters do in Super Metroid. So if you kind of stumble a little bit, the crabs will be in a very strange position, and you can absolutely die. Nevdi getting Vile Plumed once again. I think this is the exact same one that got him earlier. I think that one is his best friend. Nevdi does have, for those of you who watch Nevdi's stream, he does have a Vile Plume emote. I'm gonna guess that the one in his emote is referencing that first one right there. Nothing in this route is safe. No, absolutely not. That little crab, you know, you got the happy music from the Brinstar music, and then that crab just ends your run, and absolutely Samus just dies right there. Okay, so we have both players in the upper Norfair section. Nevdi heading down to the business center soon. Imyt's already there. Now is going to be collecting the... Oh, something important to note. Imyt did not go to Kraid second. So Imyt is just going Ridley second. This is the optimal of optimal strats. So Kraid second is still new route. You still get that big meaty time save over old route. That being said, Ridley second is the faster one. It's just obviously the faster one, also the most risky. But this is the route that both players are most experienced in. All right, so Nevdi also heading down the elevator as opposed to going to the right, also implying that he will be going for Ridley second. We have a full-on new route run, chock full of dangerous tricks, and absolutely can claim the lives of both runners. We have seen situations in this tournament where it just resulted in double KOs. So hopefully, you know, both players can make it to the end just fine, but we'll see. All right, so primary reason, you know, you got to come through Upper Norfair to get to that Lower Norfair where Ridley is, but you will also grab all the goodies here, those high jump boots, that ice beam. You're going to collect the wave beam as well. Ooh, Imyt messing up the ice escape a little bit. Will he have enough run speed here? If he doesn't have the mock ball, okay. So that ice escape room is a stopping point for new players. You know, as you get better, it's not as scary, but you need to have the platforms frozen so that you can get the run speed to get that mock ball into the next room and beat that gate. If you can't beat that gate, you lose a lot of time because you have to go up and around, and it's just really bad if that happens. Ooh, Imyt fumbling a little bit there. Ooh, Nevdi getting an excellent damage boost off that Silva. Definitely a tough trick. Imyt not getting the strategies that he'd want. As you can see, he's going on this lower rising tide strategy. He typically does like to do the upper rising tide. That being said, it did not get that first jump. Oh, Imyt getting the right side Bubble Mountain. That is either a 2-frame or a 1-frame trick. That's a very difficult one. Even top runners don't always go for that trick, but Imyt opting to go for it and lands it. Right, so we have Imyt going over to pick up the speed booster. Nevdi, I feel like, is not landing the strategies that he wants, but his backups are definitely pretty clean, so he's not losing too much time here. Gets that mock ball. So Nevdi opting to just roll at the bottom from the get-go. And let's see Nevdi's strat up this Bubble Mountain. Okay, just freezing that little waiver and just getting across. Very respectable strat. Ooh, loses a super there. Nevdi's super count is looking pretty bad right now. He might have to do 3 or 4 farms, depending on his luck here. You really want to get as many super missiles into that lower Norfair fight because you're carrying these all the way to that Ridley fight. And if you don't have a super, 1 super is the equivalent of 2 charge shots. So if you sit there and think, shoot, charge, let go, shoot, charge, let go. The amount of time that it took to say that, 1 super could have done the job. It's a lot of time lost. So we'll see if Nevdi can get this farm here. Let's see. Let's hope luck is on his side. Imyt's resources looking plenty good here. Not getting any supers there. Only 2. Oh, okay. All right. Getting 4 supers on that last farm. Okay. Nevdi's in great shape now. It was looking a little sketchy, but he got hooked up in the end. So he's in a great spot now. That being said, I think Imyt only had to farm once or twice, so there's definitely a little bit of a time loss there for Nevdi. All right, so coming up with this trick right here for Imyt, Lava Spark. He has to nail this or else he's going to lose a lot of health. Doesn't get the Lava Spark. Okay. So has to do this backup gravity. I don't know if Nevdi is going to go for this Lava Spark. The problem is it's not just missing it. It's the health that you lose. And the health that Imyt loses here is so significant. Significant enough where pretty much he takes 1 hit. He's dead. Imyt not choosing to save here. So we can absolutely see Imyt get killed in this room. And that might be the end of the run. So we have to keep our eyes on Imyt's screen here. Nevdi heading over. Nevdi has shown that he doesn't go for a Lava Spark in some of these situations. And I think Nevdi, knowing what Imyt's health is looking like, may that probably absolutely will not go for it. Oh, Nevdi going for the Lava Spark? Okay. I don't know if he just missed it or if he opted not to go for it. Okay. Worst room in the game for Imyt. Very tricky spot. You have to use those. Okay. Powerbomb hits the pirates, and you can just kind of get through them. That's how Samus gets that wall jump on that left wall. It's pretty tight. Once your experience is not the hardest one, but the stakes are very high. So Imyt in his current health, everything in Lower Norfair pretty much hits you for 50 or 40. So Imyt does have 1 extra hit. Now, if he had like 50, then it'd be very scary, but we'll see. All right, gets that big health. I think that big health might give him an extra hit in the wasteland, but we'll see. Hopefully he just doesn't mess the rooms up. Okay, Nevdi not getting the pillar spark there. You know, that's okay. It's a little slower, but he does save a little bit of health. All right, Imyt getting through the most dangerous part of Wasteland. His health should be completely fine now because the Metal Pirates will give him the resources that he needs. Nevdi getting up the worst room in the game just fine. And Nevdi has plenty of health. It's still a little dangerous. Oh, Imyt messed up the Metal Pirates room. I think he's going to have to reset. He's gonna have to reset that room. Okay. I don't know what happened there, but that right metal pirate didn't cooperate. Nevdi's stumbling in the amphitheater, but I think he'll be okay. Ooh, Imyt's resources got the 10 supers, but health is looking a little sketchy. Nevdi remembering that he has to do the bomb spread here, otherwise he'll run out of power bombs and has to collect the power bombs. A shame. So good foresight by Nevdi. And Imyt's hoping to get, chunks of health in this room. Okay, so Imyt looking pretty healthy. Resources are pretty solid. And Nevdi's resources looking pretty solid as well, but we'll see. Oh, gets the double KO. Excellent. All right, so Imyt going for this Ridley fight. That's 60 charge shots to the dome, minus whatever damage you can do with your missiles and super missiles. One super missile is the equivalent of 2 charge shots. Nevdi opting to farm a little bit for this Ridley fight. Has great resources. So what you'll often see is when Ridley is pogoing like that, you'll want to stay on the left side. The right side is not safe. You will get hit by Ridley. If Ridley starts pogoing you to the right side, what you'll typically do is roll underneath the tail and break your spin jump when you're at the height of Ridley's body. That will manipulate Ridley's AI to turn around. So you'll see. There we go. And we have Nevdi starting up this fight as well. All right, Imyt gets 9 charge shots. Typically, when Ridley turns red, that's often the cue that most runners will opt to start shooting those super missiles. And after you unload 10 super missiles, you'll only need 9 charge shots. So Imyt taking down Ridley. Imyt only having 9 supers, had to do 11 charge shots after Ridley turns red, as long as he hit all the supers, and gets that fight just fine. Nevdi not taking a single hit from Ridley just yet. All right. I think Imyt, knowing that Nevdi is a little bit behind, is opting to grab this Ridley E-Tank. That's a wise choice for a race. Lower Norfair exit is probably the most dangerous part of the new route run. Lots of difficult things that you can't avoid. You can't really shoot down the enemies in these rooms without losing minutes of time. So you have to figure out a way to manipulate and avoid them. And honestly, it's extremely difficult. And it's a common place where people lose their run. So Nevdi gets that kill. We'll see if Nevdi opts to grab the Ridley E-Tank or chooses to just go without it. Nevdi's health looking very solid here. Nevdi's going for it. Okay, so we'll see. Imyt may opt to skip the Batoon E-Tank later, or he might just grab it just to get that health before tanking. He is in the lead. Nevdi's health is extremely good. That fight was honestly a masterclass of... Ooh, using a powerbomb there. I don't think that was on purpose. It's a little dangerous. This room that Imyt's in right now, the Key Hunter shaft up, it's probably one of the hardest rooms to do optimally. You want to manipulate the Key Hunters in a way where they're completely out of your way, but it's very expected. As you see, he took that one hit right there. It's generally accepted that you're almost certainly going to get hit unless you do it perfectly. Nevdi trying to get this speedball through, doesn't quite get it. And Imyt coming up to the 3 Musketeers room next. This is where many runs die. That being said, Imyt with 247 health. These things hit you for 50. He can just take a punches and laugh at their face if he wanted to. Yep, takes that one hit right there. Takes 2 hits right there, and that's why the Ridley E-Tank is a great idea. Now, that being said, Nevdi, 128 HP, so Imyt gets out. We have to watch Nevdi for a bit here. 2 hits for the 3 Musketeers should be good. He's going to take a little bit of acid damage, but as long as he doesn't dip under that 101 point. Oh, okay, doesn't want to land on those spikes, because, yeah, really just wants to make sure he's got at least 1 extra hit on these 3 Musketeers. All right, so it's important to note, Nevdi really doesn't want to make any mistakes bonking anything, or else the manipulation on these 3 Musketeers AI will change. But Nevdi nailing that room. Great situation. As you can see, I mean, Imyt, very strong runner, knows the risks in these rooms and opts to just get the Ridley E tank and not have to deal with it. So that just goes to show, even though Nevdi made short work of that room, how dangerous it really is. All right, so Imyt heading over to that Kraid fight. Nevdi also making his way over there as well. Have to beat all the major bosses in this game to beat the game, so gotta take care of that Kraid fight. And yep. So let's see if Imyt can get this quick strat where he speed boosts and gets the jump through the door. It's a very tight window. 2 missiles to the mini Kraid, nails that strat. And then you have to, there's a very specific spot you have to jump from to make sure you get that jump through the room. It's actually way harder than it looks. Everything in this game is way harder than it looks. All right, so as you may have noticed, Imyt doing that little bomb setup so that he's right in the exact spot that he wants to be, shooting straight below to kill some invisible nails that will reduce some lag in this fight. And nails that quick kill. You have to hit Kraid with that super missile when his mouth is in that just right position, and that'll lock his jaw in place, and you can just unload the additional supers. Otherwise, you won't be able to get that quick kill. So Imyt picking up that Various suit, need that really to kind of beat the game, because otherwise Mother Brains Rainbow Beam will hit you for 700 or something like that, 600, and you'd have to collect a bunch of extra E-tanks on top of that. So let's see if Nevdi can get this quick kill, doing the same bomb setup. Excellent. Also gets that quick kill. All right, so Imyt's health looking just fine here. The main thing that you kind of want in this situation is, for the Batoon fight coming up ahead, you want to make sure you have at least, I believe you want to have at least 60 health going into the Batoon fight. And the reason for that is there are certain patterns for Batoon where the fastest strat is to just take a hit, and Batoon will hit you for 30. If you go under that 30 HP point, Batoon will only give you health. It's called being health bombed. So that 151 health, Imyt's gonna lose a little bit of health here because he has to do a spark up. Nice wiggle, by the way, to get that jump up there. But Imyt's gonna do a spark right here and lose some health. It's the fastest strat up to the top right. And yeah, 92 health. So as you can see, Imyt can take that extra hit from Batoon, and he will not be health bombed. Therefore, Batoon can give the drops that he needs to go into that Dragon fight. And not just the Dragon fight. He will want as many supers as he can get, because he carries this all the way to the end of the game in Turian with the Metroid rooms, and he will need the prerequisite missiles to beat the game. So there is a bit of RNG in the sense that if you get no drops, you just can't beat the game unless you lose a lot of time. So Imyt heading over to this Batoon. Ooh! Wow, okay. Oh, Imyt's gonna lose a lot of time here. I don't think Imyt got the Batoon setup. That's the timing setup that he did right there is not something he usually does. I believe he may not have had something selected or just got a bad entry through the door, but had to do a different setup with the power bomb. So you can see he's losing a lot of time here. Batoon is typically the boss that if you want to be on PB pace, you're gonna have to nail on the first try. So definitely losing some good time there. Imyt is going to, Nevdi is going to go into this Batoon fight. Let's see if he can get the 1-round Batoon here. Looking good so far. Nevdi with the 1 round. Nails that Batoon fight. Definitely saving some time on Imyt. So only a room behind at the moment. Oh! Imyt just ran out. Oh my gosh, he just lost so much time there because Imyt has no supers. That's the dangerous situation. You need at least 1 super to open the door to that Dragon fight. The cost that he didn't get for getting that first that quick kill on Batoon, he had to just kind of use all of his supers to make do with the fight if he could, and definitely losing time. So this race is neck and neck. Imyt getting the full happy. Nevdi doing the Nevdi spark. Oh no! Hits the ceiling, loses the full happy opportunity. Definitely something he might be known for a little bit here, but you know what? That's okay. Getting through this fight. Looks like he's getting through this Coliseum pretty darn quickly. That's about the best you can back it up, so looking good here. Nevdi's resources is honestly looking amazing as well. That being said, Nevdi is 3 tanking. Imyt does have that extra tank, so that 3 tank is always a little bit scary because you can just lose in Turian sometimes. Okay, let's see. Imyt going for the Rain Dance strat, where you start the X Factor over here and you swing it over into Batoon's dome. Oh, Imyt missing the short charge. Oh no, this is really bad for Imyt. This fight is going to be... Imyt's sparking into the ceiling. Imyt doing the Nevdi spark. Nevdi also messing up a little bit there. Moonwalking back, losing control of Samus. Both players struggling a little bit here on this fight. Imyt's health is getting pretty low here. Imyt's health is getting dangerously low here. Nevdi's health still looking good. Nevdi gets the kill. Nevdi's ahead right now. Nevdi gets the spike suit. Oh my goodness. Imyt is in dangerous waters here. Can't do any sparks at this point. Just has to hope that the charge shots can kill. Imyt has 2 shots left before he dies. Imyt is potentially going to die here. Oh my gosh, Imyt's saving by grabbing the health. Nevdi getting that spike suit across the Coliseum. Dragon goes down. Nevdi taking a commanding here at this point. Just because of this Dragon fight, things just went so wrong. That being said, Imyt does get the spike suit, but has to make up time here. Imyt actually does not have enough health to make it across the entire Coliseum. So even though he grabs the spike suit, he can't do the spark without... Okay, that's okay. Lands right there. It was still a little bit faster, but... Ooh, Imyt's definitely stumbling a little bit here. He's going to have to farm some health. Nevdi also has to get some health farm here as well. But Nevdi is definitely in a much better situation, as well as being significantly ahead at this point. Nevdi wants to farm more health. Having only that 140 health is no good here. Okay, Nevdi's resources are looking really strong here. Imyt will have to get some farm, has to get that health. Probably wants to get a few supers as well. But Imyt has to make up some time here. Dragon really, Dragon really having the last laugh for both of these runners. That being said, Imyt's fight just didn't go nearly as well. I mean, I would say both runners are probably very unhappy with that fight, but I'm sure Nevdi, probably aware of what Imyt's situation is in probably very nervous at this point, because this would be an absolutely huge win for him. All right, so Imyt does need to get a little bit of farm here. Ooh, only getting the missiles. These drops aren't too kind. Okay, that's enough health. Both players will be heading to Turian now. Nevdi making his way over to those Golden 4 statues, where he'll get a little bit of a break to reassess and think about what he's going to do in these upcoming rooms. So Nevdi making it to G4 first. I think that 37:39 G4 entry time, and Imyt was running on his way over there. So with that being said, there are 4 Metroid rooms. They're very dangerous. The first one probably the most dangerous. Very input heavy. You have to constantly switch between your ice beam and the super missiles. Really difficult to snap all those like buttons at the same time and just alternate between them. So very high execution rooms in these rooms. If they get through it quickly, don't let that fool you. They're extremely hard to pull off. You can easily lose a lot of time here, and the biggest thing is you will need to come out here with at least 15 missiles and 10 supers. If you don't do that, you can complete the game, but it's a very, very significant time loss. So we have Nevdi entering the first room, Metroid 1. you can arguably say this is the most dangerous one, because if you make a mistake, your health is low at the moment. Nevdi missing the second Metroid. Okay, is going to come back for it later. Maybe a wise decision. So that was a significant time loss. This is all time that Imyt can make up for. Ooh, Nevdi not quite getting. Okay, that's okay. That Metroid 2 was. It's definitely a little bit slow, but that was a more conservative strat. Nevdi's resources looking great, but just doesn't needs a little bit of health here. Okay, so when you have 20 missiles and you shoot a super, the Metroids will not drop regular missiles. So Nevdi needing that health understands that and shot those super missiles. Okay, Nevdi coming out here with perfect resources. Now we have Imyt coming up. Ooh, Imyt might die here. Okay, Imyt's alive. His health is so bad. Didn't get any health there. Imyt's health is not looking good. Imyt's resource is not looking good either. Nevdi with the baby skip. This is a 30-second trick. You lose. You miss this. You lose 30 seconds pretty much. Nevdi taking his time. Nevdi nails the baby skip. Now it's not over. Imyt has the required health to complete the game, so Imyt getting out, getting a little bailed out on that Metroid 4. That being said, his health is not that great. Nevdi's health is looking really good here. This is still anyone's game. We have seen Nevdi die at Mother Brain, I believe twice, in a previous run. So he's just got to go for it. Nevdi's struggling a little bit with the sub skip. Ooh, it's not looking too good. Oh, Nevdi is just going to reset the room. Okay. Imyt has to clear that last block up there. Okay, Imyt getting the baby skip. Nevdi is struggling with the Zeb skip. There's a lot of time lost here. Giving chance for Imyt to come back. Imyt hot on his tail. Okay. Kurt's treating Nevdi nicely. Okay, Nevdi will be entering the Mother Brain 2 fight. Imyt right behind. Imyt's gonna have to nail this Zeb skip if he wants to have a chance of winning this one, if Nevdi doesn't just die. Okay, Imyt gets that Zeb skip. Very close race so far. Nevdi begins the Mother Brain 2 fight. Those turrets looking at Imyt's super missiles. Okay, so we have both players entering the Mother Brain 2 fight. Absolutely can die here. Has to maintain above 300 HP. Otherwise, the final hit from Mother Brain will just defeat the runners. So always a nerve-wracking spot. Imyt, even though it has 4 tanks, coming in here with only 48 HP to work with. Both of these players doing so great on this fight right now. Nevdi in the catch-up phase. That means Mother Brain's health is down to the last 25%. Pattern's not looking too difficult. Nevdi does not want to see a meatball or an onion ring here, or else that's going to be a very sketchy pattern. Okay, Mother Brain just constantly throwing out those catch-up beams. And Nevdi gets through the Mother Brain 2 fight. I have to imagine Nevdi's heart is beating out of his chest right now, because he might actually knock down. He's looking like he is going to knock down Imyt into the losers bracket. And this would absolutely be a major upset, especially given that neither player died in this run. Imyt taking care of the Mother Brain 2 fight. This is absolutely Nevdi's race to lose. All right, so up next, we have the Mother Brain 3 fight. Samus will be getting the Hyper Beam. Definitely some time that can be lost here. I don't know how many shots exactly it is to the face, but Samus will just be unloading those Hyper Beam shots to Mother Brain's face. Finishing off, we have the escape rooms. Now, there's absolutely time that can be lost in the escape rooms. Namely, the Leodox room, where there's pirates, you have to wall jump on the left side, and then you get a moonfall on the right. Bad things can happen if you mess up your strats there. You can fall down and lose a lot of time. And then there's the spark room where you have to spark to the top. Can absolutely mess up, hit a platform or something. And then the parlor room. All parts that can be some time lost. But Nevdi is in a commanding lead at the moment. Nevdi missing a few shots of Mother Brain, but this is looking just fine. Okay, Mother Brain 3 down. Now Imyt is going to do the Mother Brain 3 fight. Nevdi beginning the escape. All right, so this spark is fine now. This is the Leodox room. This is things can go wrong in this room. We'll see if Nevdi can nail this. Oh, Nevdi falls there. That's a little bit of time lost here. Nevdi can't be making mistakes like that if he wants to win. Nevdi gets the moonfall. Okay, now here's the spark up. Okay, the conservative route of sparking all the way to the right. Not the behemoth spark with the angle, but Nevdi really just wants to make sure that he can secure this victory. Now, the parlor up. Okay, that's fine. I think this is it. Nevdi heading over to the ship. Getting a little bit of bad RG. And Nevdi, oh, can't get in the ship. Okay, Nevdi finishing this race with an official race time.gg time of 46 minutes and 28 seconds. GG with the big upset, knocking Imyt into the losers bracket. Imyt going ahead and going to save the animals. Just kidding. Choosing not to save the animals, just teasing the viewers there. Doing the Alcatraz up. That being said, Nevdi, this is a huge upset, knocking Imyt into the losers bracket. You know, both players having that Dragon fight is really what caused it, showing that, you know, these boss fights, you know, Imyt having, I would say, overall the better movement in this one, but you can't understate how important having these good boss fights are, because even though it's just one room, those are going to be probably some of the most significant time losses that you take if things go wrong. And Imyt finishing this race with an official racetime.gg time of 47 minutes and 30 seconds. GG to both runners here. Wow, what a race. So, that being said, let's take a look at the bracket here. So, with Nevdi taking Imyt out in this round, Nevdi will be moving on and going on to play Sloters in the winners bracket. And Imyt has a little bit to go in the losers bracket, but we'll be playing the winner of Nintoaster versus the winner of Timo Chun and Galen. But Nevdi heading over to that winner semifinal match and Imyt getting knocked into losers round 5. Excellent race by both players. Just really goes to show you how unforgiving Super Metroid really is. You know, even some of those rooms, like even some of the rooms in the escape, Nevdi with that commanding lead, having a few stumbles and trips, Imyt was slowly catching up there. But you know, that combined with the sub skip that he had to reset, I'm sure his heart was absolutely pounding out of his chest at that point. Because knowing that you have that lead, knowing that you have the ability to, you know, get that huge upset in a race, and you know, when tricks like that start breaking, you know, I can imagine your hands just start getting a little sweaty. You go, oh, please just get through this sub skip. Have seen situations like that happen in this tournament so far, and but both players managed to clutch out the fights, managed to get that through the run, through all the dangerous parts. So, GG to both runners. Super happy that I got to calm this race and see what happened. I think we're going to be able to get Nevdi into this interview. Just try to take care of some technical difficulties. And I think we're gonna get Nevdi in here shortly. I believe Imyt will not be in this interview. So with us, we have the winner of this race, Nevdi. Nevdi, how you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Feels good. Doesn't feel good to take Imyt down because he hasn't been playing this game in a while. But I guess a rusty Imyt is is fair versing me. But honestly, like, I saw his troubles, and I actually, because he hasn't played for a while, and I actually thought that he was going to stutter a bit early game, and it freaked me out when he was just so far ahead of me. It still wasn't a good early game for him. So far ahead of me, I'm like, dude, there's nothing left. Like, there's no extra mistake. He stuffed up Lava Spark, but then gained it perfectly fine. I'm like, man, this guy's just too good. Like, you can say all the D-Rust in the world and all the whatever. I'm not going to get this back. And then what happened in Meridia was just it was crazy. There's no other words. I wasn't watching or wasn't listening to you, but that doesn't happen ever. It's just ridiculous. I can't believe. And then both of us, because I was like, oh man, he's stuffing up so much, I'm going to take the lead. And then that gets into your head, and then you stuff up yourself. It became really mental for me at that point too. And then he tore back through at the end of it when I was like trying to escape Meridia, and then his terrain was catching up. I'm like, dude, this is just, we weren't even playing anymore. It was just, for me, full mental at that point. It was crazy race. Anyway, that's the craziest any % I've ever had.
I was gonna say, yeah, Imyt taking that commanding lead, but that Dragon fight and just the Meridian overall, lots of just that was probably the craziest Dragon like drama that I've seen in a race.
I thought he was dead. I like the bot wound fight as well. That's where it sort of started, and then the spark back, and then he can make so many mistakes versus me and still beat me because he's just that good.
Yes.
But it was just too many. It was. I know he's playing Dread, but it just was insane. And I feel like I've cursed everyone getting to this point. I don't feel I should be here versing Sloters next round. I don't know. I'm meant to be bowing out of this and going to play rando. I just curse everyone, dude. My way to victory is not playing well. It's just cursing my opponents. So that's why I'm here.
I don't know
Come
about that, Nevdi. I mean, like, you have to be, reasonably good at this game to even get this far in the first
Yeah,
place. And I
yeah,
think you've shown that, even though, there were some wins that may be unfortunate on your opponent's part, but, if you were running, if you weren't getting at least a 46 here, Imyt could have just saved like 15 times if he wanted to. He could have just ran
yeah,
KPDR or something, grabbed space
yeah.
jump and messed around. So, even if you're not the favorite here, that pressure that you sort of put on him is going to make sure that he's going to have to be careful and not. He can't just save and then die to Mother Brain and then reset and then do it again. So I think there is
Yeah.
something to be said about the pressure that you put on him so that he can't just take 15 safeties and get that free win. So and that's just how that's a Super Metroid 80% race, right? Like,
I know that's the race, you're right. Like I do so many of these, and it's a different beast to just chasing PBs. It's a whole different game, and I love it. Like try and join every Saturday race you can. But like I said, I just haven't had one as insane as this. Like
yes,
I, I haven't got nervous in a while racing, like all choked up or whatever, or in during any part, and my heart was beating so much in Mother Brain, I couldn't believe it. Like what's happening, dude? This is anyway.
I was gonna say when you were in Turian and you saw that you had that significant lead on Imyt, can you tell me what you were thinking during the Metroid rooms, the baby skip and the Zep skip that wasn't really going well for you at that point?
Yeah, that's like I say, the mental stuff comes in so much that like I've never reset that room. Like I can't remember the last time I had to reset the Zeb skip or whatever, and I was freaking out. And I'm like, I think I still got enough lead that I can get it here, but you have to at some point let the muscle memory take over. And I remember I just shut down all the streams on the Mother Brain fight and just said, just play. Like this is stupid. What are you doing? And there comes a balance where you just got to worry about it and let your reflexes take over. But
Absolutely.
yeah. Anyway, what was going through my head instead of tiptoeing around the answer was just stress. Like this was my race to lose at that point, and I'm very good at losing races, so I didn't want to throw it.
That race was so close. I only got to say Nevdi sparked that one time in that full Happy Coliseum. Actually, I got to say it again when Imyt sparked into the ceiling. I said, Imyt just did the Nevdi spark. But, honestly, congratulations on the win. It was
Thanks, man.
so amazing to
Yeah.
watch this. So exciting. I can't believe it was as close as it was towards the end. Really just goes to show how volatile, the Super Metroid 80% run can be. Even with some, a 42 runner like Imyt, you absolutely earned this victory, I think, against him today.
Thanks, Eddie. I appreciate it too. Thanks so much. And just big shout outs to him. He's like literally one of my favorite streamers. Just love talking, mucking around with him, and it's awesome to race him. But I've been in this spot, where you're obviously versing a favorite, and I know he's doing other stuff at the moment, but it doesn't feel good at all. So I hope he tears it up the lower bracket. He looks like he's got a decent run, and he smashes it because I'm a big fan of him and I want him to go far. So GG's to Imyt. Thanks heaps for the comms, restream, everyone watching. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, absolutely. And those are your final words. You got anything else you want to say?
No, I just need to go and lie down or something. I don't know what I'm doing.
You know what? That's a well-deserved break.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. So yeah, thanks Nevdi for the interview. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us on this race. Now, not sure if the bot's working right now, but okay. Yes, definitely. Thank you for all the GGs in the chat. And so the bot's not working right now, but please give both these runners a follow. Twitch.tv/Imyt, Twitch.tv/Nevdi. And that about does it for this race today. This was the winners quarterfinal match between Imyt and Nevdi comes home with the victory today. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Please watch the upcoming matches coming up. All great races happening. So from all of us at SpeedGaming, thank you so much and see you next mission.